My name is Doug, and this is Leaving the Dream. On October 5th, 2021, Hawaii's very own Sam Kapoi was sentenced to 18 years behind bars in a federal prison. With only 4 days left as a free man, Sam sat down with me in an exclusive 4-hour interview that you can only find right here on Leaving the Dream. This is Sam's only interview, and he holds nothing back. So here's Sam's story in his own words.
Oh, from the ashes I will rise. No satisfaction without the fight. A man has limits, oh, so they say, but I never listen. Did it my way. I'm gonna take what's mine, I paid my dues. I dare you to walk a mile in these shoes. The beat in my soul just keeps getting louder. Give me some of that power.
What's up, bro?
Hey, thanks a lot for doing this, Sam.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a rare interview. Like,
For sure.
I've never been in this situation. And so, I mean, I don't have a template for this. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, bro. I'm down for this free flowing. But funny story, I just recently heard about you because you was doing all that coverage on the Ariel story, and my wife was all into it, and I just dug the whole vibe, and then randomly, like one of our good friends, like texted us like, "Hey, did you see that video on Sam on Doug's page?" I was like, "What?" And we just scrolled through the videos, and there was the billboard right there. So watched it, and it's like a weird thing, right? Of course, because of my video background, I was impressed, and then at the same time was like, okay, kind of putting me on blast, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, from what I heard from the vibe was like he was more supportive than anything. Of course, attacking the main issue, which was drugs, and of course, I'm supportive of that. So yeah, I figured I might as well try to reach out and see if you wanted for talk story, and you answered it pretty instantly. So
Well, I got respect for that, Sam.
yeah,
I'm new to this, right? I've only been doing this a year, and I'm only doing this because I love Hawaii. Let me just say thank you for spending your last few, hours. I've never been in that position. It's awkward. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I should act. I don't know. I know I have to have respect for this moment because it's you and I right now, and you only got a few of these, but you don't owe me this. So it's just awkward for me. So let me just say I'm grateful. Despite the crazy situation that this is, you watched my video. I got a lot of responses in that video. A lot of people were sad because Hawaii loves you. There were a lot that people didn't know the situation, which was weird to me. Can you tell us about Sam Kapoi? Like, where are you from? Where'd you go to school? Introduce us to who Sam Kapoi is.
my name is Sam Kapoi. Born and raised in Hawaiian in Pu'ea, up in the valley.
Where's the Kapoi family from?
Technically, my Kapoi family is from Waikapu, from Maui. My great grandpa that I was named after, he was hanai into that family. Blood wise, I'm not a Kapoi, right? But we was raised that because we was hanai into that family. My grandma's bloodline, because the Hawaiian side always comes from the motherly lines, right? Because guarantee you know who's your mom.
Right.
And so that lineage comes from Hawaii, from like the Ka'u area, Kohala and all that stuff.
So you still got family in Ka'u?
I get family all over, bro. Like,
Really?
they're all over Waimea and Kamuela and all in those zones.
Kamuela's my favorite place on earth, bro.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I grew up there. My uncle used to take me there my whole childhood. It's crazy. He had a construction company that he would just fly us over and just chill over there in Kamuela.
I tried to transfer Big Island PD, and they rejected me. So they rejected me. I don't know why. But that's where I wanted to move, was Kamuela. That was my dream. I love the Big Island. That's why I always wondered how that worked. You were raised with a Kapoi, as a Kapoi. What was your bloodline before they got hanai?
My grandma is a Poi. So Poi is deep in Waianae Valley, and she's a Stevens. And so that line is a Waianae line. And then my grandma's dad is the one from Big Island, and he came down to work at Pearl Harbor back in the day, and that's how our line started. You know, he married my tutu lady from Waianae, but then my grandpa, his dad is from Korea. Like his last name is San Choi, so I would have been Sam San Choi.
No way.
Yeah, and when he came over, he was united with the Kalo and the Kapoi family in Waikapu.
What is your blood made of? Are you Korean, Hawaiian?
Hawaiian, Korean, Samoan, yeah, and like German. I went to public school all my life, Waianae elementary, intermediate, and high school. Graduated in 2004. Got recruited to the Art Institute of California, Los Angeles. I pursued my digital filmmaking and video production degree. Got it in 3 years. So I graduated in 2007 from college. During that high school, college time, there were a lot of, I guess, life-altering experiences with, I guess, career choices and paths and stuff. And video production was like my main thing that I really loved. On top of that, of course, my culture, right? The Hawaiian culture, because I was involved in both things in high school with Hawaiian studies and video production. So during that time, Lilo and Stitch came out. And so my whole thing was like, I don't want this Mickey Mouse guys doing stuff about my culture. I had to do it myself, from the perspective of myself, from a Kanaka. So I merged those two, right? Running around my model and with the video camera, and guys was like just tripping out, right? Like, who does that? My whole thing was like, if our late king, right, King Kalakaua, had the chance to have an iPhone, he'd be calling his bestie Queen Victoria in England. You know what I mean? Same thing. So that was kind of my motivation to bridge the video side with our culture and sharing stories from our people, from my perspective. So after college, started a business with a bunch of friends called Makaha Studios. Pursued that for many years. And then around 2012, I got into the health and fitness industry, because that's when I kind of hit my my low, I would say, in my health. Realizing how unhealthy I was, I wanted to just do something about it, and then eventually I helped thousands of people, get their health right and straight with losing weight, making another source of income with that company at the time. During that entire time, right, from high school to that time, I was heavily involved with Polynesian Voyaging Society. So it was like I was doing everything. You know what I mean? Like, people that really know me know that I've done a lot of stuff, a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. And that's how I had the time to do a bunch of stuff. I got exposed to a bunch of, things out there that intrigued me. So I wanted to get involved with that type of businesses and whatnot. And then, of course, even with the health and fitness, I started doing videos about that as well, and just because I know the reach that we can get via video. And that's when the whole YouTubes and Facebooks and Instagrams was kind of catching traction, all the way till probably 2014 is when I was a part of the Worldwide Voyage with Hokule'a, and because of my video background, that's one of every crew member has a kuleana on the canoe, so they have a responsibility, a main job or occupation, and mine was documentation. So crew member first, and of course your kuleana second. So I had the honor to document pretty much the entire voyage and the legs that I've done. Right, I did 3 of them through that time, from 2014 to 17, went around the world and got to share these stories and how the world really impacted us and how we impacted the world with Hokule'a as the beacon. Yeah, 2018 came and a lot of stuff was happening around that time. And then 2019 happened, and it was like the video and film industry was changing a lot. Stuff was getting cheaper, people were lowballing, and it was just tough. It's a tough industry, especially here in Hawaii. It's so small. Everybody looking for the best deal, right? And so my video business was kind of declining like heavy. I just was trying to make ends meet. I was trying to do other businesses. Like I was bringing in these tiny homes, trying to make affordable housing.
Oh yeah.
And like with container homes from China. But then Trump put like this crazy anti-dumping and countervailing duties on on steel specifically. So that business just dumped instantly, you know. I was just hanging on by threads, and then a bunch of stuff happened.
You said this was what, 2019?
Like 2019, 20, yeah, around there. So that's when everything kind of started with this current scenario.
Right.
So,
did your family have money growing up?
not really. We're considered middle class. You know, my grandpa that raised me, because I was raised by my grandma and grandpa. They adopted me when I was 6, and you know, my mom was in and out of drugs pretty much during my younger years of life, and then because of that, you know, my dad wasn't there, and because of my instability of my mom, my grandma and grandpa basically adopted me, you know, like when I was 6, and they wanted to raise me, and I was like their youngest son, basically. You know, I grew up thinking that they were my parents up until I understood like genealogy, right? Like, and I don't know, I probably was like 10 or 11. Then I figured that my mom was my mom. You know what I mean? And
so you had brothers and sisters that were like brothers and sisters to you growing up, but they were
auntie and uncle. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my mom's siblings, right? They're like my older brothers and sisters, but then up until a certain point, I'm like, oh, that's my auntie and uncle, you know?
Wow.
So yeah, so that's kind of like and my grandma's a stay-at-home mom, you know, she took care of everything, and that alone is a crazy job in itself, taking care of 7 kids and the billions of grandkids that we have now. Because I was the oldest, I was always the one taking care of everybody and sought out after if anybody needed help and whatnot. But I don't know, they call me the golden child, right? Like I was always deemed that from the family because of the love that my grandma and grandpa gave. So yeah, I mean, my life wasn't horrible. It was definitely like a normal middle class struggle, I guess, in a way. Because we, you know, they literally, my grandma and grandpa figured things out, you know, like if I wanted to do something, they would make it happen, you know, like college, for instance, right? Like that was a huge thing. It was a heavy financial burden. But then my grandpa wanted me to go to college. So, and he died on my graduation day, my high school graduation day. So it's kind of when
your grandfather did.
Yep. 2004, like he passed away the morning of my graduation. And it was heavy because it was like, do I stay home or do I live with his wishes to continue go school and then come back home and take care of everybody, you know? My 2 younger brothers from my mom's side, right? Because I'm the only child from my mother and father. My mom had 2 more boys, and my dad had 4 more kids and a couple adopted kids. I was like in this, I guess, dilemma, like, do I stay home or do I go and follow those dreams? And so my grandma just, you know, she cried to me and we hugged it out, and she just told me to go, like, don't worry, everything will be handled at home. And so I went, and up there, I got a job up in California. I was pushing carts, you know what I mean, like at Vaughn's. And whatever money I made, an extra like scholarship money, I would try and fly home just to be with the family and take care of whatever I had to take care of. So
when were you born?
I was born in 86.
You mentioned that there were some drugs in the family, which is not uncommon in Hawaii.
Right.
And I talk about it a lot on my channel. I'm convinced that, you know, ICE is a huge problem in Hawaii, and it's #1 cause for the crime that we have. And for some reason, it has just grabbed a hold of Hawaii like no other place that I've ever heard of. When do you remember knowing about drugs and ICE? Like when does that become a conscious thought?
I was probably like 7 or 8. I was the kid that was always climbing on the counters and, you know, looking in the cupboards and stuff, like just looking for shit, you know. And one day I remember looking above in one of the cabinets near the pantry, and there was this fanny pack, you know, and I was like, what is this fanny pack doing in the cupboard? You know, and so I just grabbed it, opened the front zipper, and there was a pipe in there, you know, and I was just wondering, like, what the hell is this? And so I showed it to my grandpa, and he went berserk. Like, he fucking smashed it, you know, and he just started blaming the two main kids that he knew was the culprits. and I was tripping, you know what I mean? I didn't know what it was. And now I felt like I got somebody busted, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it was my mom and one of my uncles. Like, I never knew who it was, but he was just going after both of them, you know, and it was clear as day. I remember that. And then another time, like, just in the bathroom, like, there's a rolled up dollar bill, and, you know, things click later in life, you know, like, oh shit, that's what that was, you know what I mean? And
Dang. So you're 7 when you first seen
yeah,
a stem.
At least 7, 8, you know, that I can't remember.
Have you ever smoked ice?
I haven't.
And have you ever like had the opportunity? Has anybody offered you to smoke ice? You
Not that I recall. No, not at all. Yeah, nobody ever was like, "Oh, here, like have a hit."
Right.
Like, no.
Is that do you attribute that to just the crowd that you hung with?
Yeah, I would say, you know, yeah, because you're basically the fit person you hang around with, right?
Yeah.
Out of your circle. So, yeah, nobody ever did offer me that type of hard drugs, really.
Were you comfortable around people who were dealing, or was it all of a sudden? I mean, was this like a real fast thing that came upon you?
I mean, you hear the streets talking, you know what I mean, like who's and whatever, but I never would know because nobody is like trying to come up to you like, oh yeah, I sell drugs. You know what I mean? Nobody does that. But it's just all hearsay, you know. And so if I ever felt the vibe, like of course it was super uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like if I knew something, somebody would walk away, for instance, right, and disappear, walk together, like you know something fishy was going on. Depends whatever it was, you know, whether it's smoking a joint or bumping some lines or smoking batu, you know, like something was happening, you know what I mean? By going away, walking away.
Can you talk about the case? Will you be able to talk about anything? Or
I think I can now, bro, because everything went down already. And for the longest, right, since, what is that, February 2020, I had to hold everything in, you know what I mean? Like
well, then this is what I'll do, because I don't know, you know, how comfortable you are with whatever you're at, whatever you can talk about. I'm just going to ask, Sam, and then you let me know if it's, you know what I mean, something you don't want to talk about or whatever. I want to get the story. First of all, I care about who you are and then how that transition into what happened took place, because everybody's got a story.
For sure.
And you're a person, and everybody who follows me on my channel, they know that nothing's ever personal. We all have a story. So going to jail, anybody I do a case on, it's never personal. I go off of things that were in court. And so like your video, all I could talk about was the things that were released that were in the public record, right?
Right.
So that's not going to be what you can tell me. And so that's what I want. That's where the value here is your story. Everybody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to know, and they know there is one. And that's the frustrating part. Everybody knows that Sam Kapoi's got a story, and everybody knows Sam Kapoi's story is not going to get out there. And that's frustrating because that's what we want.
I just respected that you did this video on me, that I just wanted to reach out and fill the
dude, and I was shocked when you hit me up. I was shocked. You know, I don't have a connection to you, so I never hit you up and was like, yo, I'm doing a video or whatever. And the reason I did the video and I started off asking the question was, can we talk about this yet? So it was awkward for everybody. So like, yo, this is like the golden boy, like what you're saying, like this is Hawaii's child. And
you're absolutely right. There was no videos. Like literally I remember the day that I got out, because they detained me right in October 2020 and processed me or whatever, kept me in FDC for like 6 days. And the day I got out, I think it was like a Thursday or something, Wednesday or Thursday. As I was driving home, I got a call from one of my friends like, yo, you're about to be on the news, the 5 o'clock news. And I was like, what? Like I was shocked. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, how'd you find out? And so he's like, oh, this guy told me. I'm like, okay. So I hit up that guy. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How'd you find out I'm being on the news? He's like, oh, this guy told me. So I'm like, So this guy was at the station, right? One of my classmates from college and high school. And I hit him up. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, why are you guys airing this? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't even had the chance to like come out publicly myself to share with whoever. Now the can of worms is just going to go crazy, right? So the assumptions, the perceptions, the whatevers hit hard that whole like month. You know what I mean? Like I had to block everything because it was just people wasn't coming to me directly, but it was just like everywhere. Like, you know, of course, the Hungry Hawaiians and the freaking whatever different news outlets, right? The meme outlets, I guess you could call them, were making all kinds of crazy shit, right? And then, you know, tying in, like just trying to be funny, you know what I mean? And be relevant by tying in Hokule'a, which is a super sacred thing to me, you know, and especially the media, the main media doing that. And
the Hawaii meme media.
Yeah, and to say the least, like I was pissed. I was like, okay, you can attack me, no problem. I'm, you know, bulletproof. But to put in our sacred like mother kanu, like I was kind of pissed. So after that 5, 6, 8 o'clock and 9 or 10 o'clock news reruns, right? And because as the hours was going on, more of the story was coming out. There's adding more videos, pictures, whatever. And it was just getting intense because more and more people started to see it. So, you know, the lawyers was calling, even just random friends was blowing up the media, like by, you know, telling them to take it down because it was slander, that nobody had the facts yet, blah, blah, blah. And everything vanished. You know what I mean? Like everything. There was no main media stuff. There was no meme media. There was nothing.
Right.
And that's why like a lot of people didn't know what was going on because whoever saw it first saw it, right? And they were like, oh, you heard about Sam. But after that day, the next day, it was gone. So people was like, that was just fake. No, you know, people just instantly thought, it's fake news. They're just talking shit, blah, blah, blah. And I guess in a way, it kind of put a little bit relief on my mind because the anxiety was out the roof, bro. Like it was crazy. And only because I wanted to tell people myself at first, you know, the news can go out, whatever, like, but I just wanted it to come from me first, and then the media can run with it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And a lot of people did reach out. The KHON, KITV, all those guys reached out to me, and I turned them all down. I just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? At the time, because it was just so crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a simple answer. You know what I mean? Of why'd you do it? Like, it was pretty simple, but a lot of people wasn't accepting it. You know, and it's not for me to care about what they accept, but in a way, I just wasn't ready at the time, and so I had a year or so to process everything. Through the whole year, I got to talk to a lot of people, you know what I mean? Just fessing up and just owning it, you know, and coming to terms with the whole situation and whatnot. And, you know, honestly, there was more love than hate, you know what I mean? Because, and of course, there's a lot of disappointment because nobody would ever thought, I mean, hell, I never even thought, you know what I mean? But I was just backed into a corner that I felt like I had to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Sam, that's Hawaii.
Crazy.
That's why you felt love. That's why you felt more love than hate. That's Hawaii. Sure. That's what makes Hawaii so special.
Aloha everybody, and thank you for watching part 1 of my exclusive sit-down interview with Sam Kapoi. If you liked that video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that you know when more videos are coming out. If you want to support me or the channel, you can head on over to patreon.com/Dougkorenic and sign up in any dollar amount. I will be making exclusive, unedited footage of this interview in its entirety available to my patrons who are signed up in the $5 a month ride-along program or the $20 a month LTD Squad program, which includes merchandise every 90 days. So if you're interested, we meet Monday nights, 5:30 p.m. Hawaii time. We talk about crime in Hawaii, notable crime of Hawaii's past and present. So if you are interested in crime in Hawaii, head on over to patreon.com/Dougkorenic and sign up in any amount. I appreciate you guys and for all the support. The Patreon's been amazing. I love the vibe. I'm so happy with what we did in 2021, and I cannot wait to see what 2022 has to offer. So until the next time, aloha guys, and here's part 2.